There's a good chance you could do your first cross-country race this winter with the Sled sitting in your garage right now. In this video, I'm gonna walk through 8 things that usually stop people from getting started and how to get around each one. If you've been thinking about racing, you've probably had some version of these questions. Where do I even find a race? Is my sled good enough? What class do I sign up for? What do I actually need to bring to the race? Those questions tend to pile up until it just feels easier to skip it. So I'm gonna answer all of them. This is episode 1 of Let's Go Racing, and we're starting from scratch. Quick note on where this comes from. I didn't grow up racing, and I didn't start with a dialed-in setup. I figured most of this out by just showing up, asking questions, and definitely making mistakes. My name is TJ Leach. I've been snowmobiling since I was a kid and have been racing cross country for 10 years. I've shared my passion for snowmobiling to millions of people online, and I believe the sport needs more attention, more of a focus on rider skill and safety, and more racing. For this video, we're focused on cross country racing, or XC. It's the closest discipline to regular trail riding, which makes it the easiest starting point for most snowmobilers. There are other disciplines out there like hill climb, drag, snowcross, oval racing, and we'll cover those in future episodes, but cross country is where we're starting. So how do you find a local cross country race series? Google is fine. Try something like cross country snowmobile racing in my state, which for me would be Maine. You'll usually find a series website or schedule. Facebook is honestly more useful for getting actual information. Search for racing groups in your area. People respond, you can ask questions, and you get a feel for the community before you even show up. Once you find a series, go to their website if they have one, and look for a contact, email, phone number, or any contact information available. Then just reach out. Tell them you're new and want to know how to get involved. Every series wants new racers, so they'll point you in the right direction. If you still are on the fence on trying a race, just show up and spectate. Wander the pits, try and chat with some racers or other spectators, and get a vibe on the racing scene to see if it's for you, but I guarantee it will be. This is probably the most common reason people put it off. You don't need to buy a race sled to get started. If you've got a trail sled, whatever it is, there's almost certainly a class for it. Most cross-country series have a trail class specifically for bigger displacement sleds. North Star Cross Country, for example, runs a trail class with a 900cc limit, naturally aspirated. So if you're on a 700, 800, 850, or anything in that range, you're likely good to go. Just check the rules for the specific series you're looking at for any minor details. Now, if you're thinking longer term, if you want to race regularly and eventually move up into sport or competitive classes, a 600cc sled is the way to go. That's where most of the competition sits and where you'll have the most room to grow. But for your first race, ride whatever you have. Figure out if you actually enjoy it before you start making sled decisions around it. A little bit of an insider fact for you, having worked with race series in the past and having known the directors and promoters really, really well, if you bring 3 or more of your buddies, all with the same sleds, the race series can make a class just for you. Get in touch with the director and make something happen. Most cross-country series have a novice or rookie class for first-time racers. Specifically in cross-country, it's a trail or sport class. Start there. Read the class descriptions on the website or in the rules, or just ask when you reach out to the series. Better yet, reach out to racers like me and ask what class you should run. I will 100% of the time point you to the trail or sport class to start out if you have little to no racing experience. The other racers in that class will be in the same boat as you. The point of your first race isn't to be competitive. I know that's hard to hear. It's to learn the format, get used to how things run, and see what the racing actually feels like. One thing worth knowing, you can enter in more than one class in a day. Entering a novice class plus a stock class is a pretty common way to get more track time, more laps, more to learn from. For example, if you do have a 600cc sled as a first timer, you could sign up for the Sport Stock, Sport Improved, Trail class, and even the Sioux class. On a 5-mile track, doing 5 laps for each class. That's almost 100 miles of racing in one day. If you already ride trails, you probably have most of what you need. The basics for XC racing are a full face helmet, DOT or Snell rated. Yes, modular helmets can be used, and no worries on having to buy a moto style helmet with goggles that a lot of racers prefer, like myself. You may want to upgrade to one for the benefits they provide, but let's save that for another video. Race Series will be cracking down on the 144 square inches of orange on the back of race jackets. This rule is simply for safety. It's so you're visible on the track, because the snow dust gets really thick out there racing, and being visible to other racers is top priority. You could pull out a roll of duct tape or pick up a low-cost jersey just like this one here that you could wear over your jacket. A certified chest protector like a tech vest, knee and shin guards, proper boots and gloves round it out. There's definitely a ton of other things like must-haves or nice-to-haves that you could need. We'll cover that in another video as well. The main thing is to read the safety requirements for your specific series before you show up. Some have rules around helmet ratings or additional gear. Don't guess, just check and ask questions. You don't need to do a full race prep for your first event. There are a few things that are required or just smart to take care of beforehand. A tethered kill switch is required at every organized race event. If you come off the sled, the engine cuts. Your sled may already have a spot for one. If not, it's an easy addition and an absolute value add to any sled. Beyond that, put a fresh belt on before race day, bring a spare, check your coolant. You'll be running harder than a trail ride. So the sled could get really hot, and you don't want to risk any engine damage. Go over the track for missing lugs or anything that looks worn or about to tear, and just walk around the sled and make sure nothing is loose. That's really it. A reliable sled beats a fast sled that breaks down on the track. If the race is on a lake, I highly recommend having some studs or sharp carbides. This is primarily a safety issue, as we would like you to be able to stop or control your sled around other racers on the track. But also, if you want any chance at being competitive, you'll want to be able to control acceleration, braking, and turning. A cross-country race day typically runs something like this. You show up early for registration if you didn't register online. Following that would be a tech inspection, which will verify the following: a working headlight and tail light. The brake light actually works. You've got a working tether. You've got a secondary kill switch, shin pads, proper helmet, safety vest, proper safety orange, a snow flap, race numbers, black or white on the side or high vis on the front. Definitely depends on the race series you're a part of, and to make sure that your transponder is mounted properly on the sled if the series has transponders. And after that, there's a mandatory drivers meeting where they cover the course, any hazards, starting procedures, flags. If you have any questions, now is the time to ask them. At North Star Cross Country, the series I race in, there's usually a sight lap and or a hot lap to follow. This gives you an opportunity to check out the track, where all the turns are, where any of those hazards might be, or any unique parts of the track. Pre-ride allows you to ride and race safely. Then you wait for your class to be called. You'll go through staging, line up on the starting line, and then race. Depending on the series, you might be doing one long loop or multiple laps. Plan to be there all day. Bring food, water, extra layers, and basic tools. Bring a buddy if you can. It makes the day a lot easier and a lot more fun. The vibe at these events is pretty welcoming, especially towards newer racers, and especially at North Star Cross Country. If you're not sure about something, just ask somebody, or literally anybody nearby. The goal of your first race is simple: finish. That's it. Not a podium, not a personal best, just get around the course and come home with the sled in one piece. Don't force passes and spots you're not comfortable with, and keep an eye on who may be behind you if another class starts behind you. I've heard of some absolute horror stories of new racers just not paying attention and running into other racers. It makes sense if you're focusing on what's in front of you, but try to have some level of awareness of what's around you at all times. Probably heard the term, keep your head on a swivel. Ride within what you know. There's plenty of time to push it later when you show up for the next race. This one holds more people back than any gear question or sled setup question. You're waiting until next season, or until the sled is in better shape, or until you know a bit more. The thing is, you're not going to feel ready before you do it. You figure out most of it by actually being there, by actually racing. Find one cross-country race this winter, enter the novice class, show up and see what it's like. That's the only way to know if it's for you. That covers the 8 main things that tend to trip people up when they're getting started. If you still feel like there are questions that haven't been answered in this video, leave them down in the comments. I can always make a part 2 of this video if there is more information needed for first-time racers. Next episode, we'll get into your first race-specific sled and what are must-have upgrades and what are just nice-to-haves. I learned the hard way and expensive way over my 10 years of racing. If you've got questions or something specific you want covered, leave it in the comments. Let's go racing. If you want to see more videos like this, check it out in the playlist here. And if you want to see my more recent video, check it out right here. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.